notice each week with my clients, we kind of go through a bit of a theme. The theme of this week has been blaming other people. And sometimes we're blaming them for the good things in our life. You know, they raise me up, they make me feel good. But most of the time we're blaming other people because they've made it personal, or they didn't tidy up, or they didn't do what I wanted them to do. So this always fascinates me. And don't get me wrong, I do this at times as well. And I just always catch myself, because whenever we blame someone, especially if it's a negative, if we're blaming someone's behavior for making us feel frustrated or unloved or angry, we also have to take that person and then blame them for making you feel happy and joyous and all the positive things. And a lot of the time, if you're annoyed at someone or angry at them, we don't want to give them the power over our positive emotions. But if they're creating one, then it makes sense that they must be creating all of them. And then you're like, well, no, I'm not giving them credit for the good things in my life. But here's the thing. Another human cannot actually make you feel anything. Stay with me. Let me explain. I want you to imagine this other person, that the one that's annoying you, or the one that's upset you, or whatever he, she, they are outside of your body. And what happens is they will say something or they will do something. Your eyes see it, your ears hear it. And it's not until your brain gets involved and your brain gives you an opinion that you feel anything. So I'll give you a really tangible example. My birthday's in July, and my husband wants to go away for the week. And it just so happened he wants to go kayaking, whitewater kayaking with friends. Me and the boys aren't going. And this week happens to fall over my birthday. I think most people heard that then and went, ooh, that's unacceptable. And perhaps. But the circumstance is he's got the opportunity to go on holiday. We could prove that in a court of law. So I want you to take your experience, the person that you perceive as annoying you or has upset you, and I want you to separate out the facts from the thoughts. So it could be that they sent you an email. It could be that they sent you a text. It could be that they said words. It could be that they've done an action. What could we take to a court of law and prove factually in a court of law? So factually, we could prove that my birthday, and we could prove the dates through the text messages on his phone of when he wants to go kayaking. Dull, boring, outside of us. Those neutral facts do not have the ability to create an emotion within your body. So if you've put on there an email, someone sent me an email, does not have the ability to make you feel anything. It's not even a tangible thing, is it? Like, it doesn't have emotions of its own. So how can it push an emotion into your body? It can't. And what I mean by neutral is not that you should or shouldn't feel something, but somebody else could take that exact same email or that exact same text or that exact same situation and have very different emotions about it. And the reason that's possible is because it's not until your brain gets involved that creates your emotions. And you will experience this. You will have had a situation in your life where you're like, well, Didn't bother him, didn't bother my husband. But it's bothering you. So, but you've both experienced the same circumstance. So how is that possible? Because of our thoughts. And this is why it's so important to become aware of what we're allowing ourselves to believe when our brain is spinning. So if you've just heard my situation where Johnny's got a holiday and it's over my birthday, and you've gone, oh, I don't agree with that, that's going to make you feel pretty rubbish. Maybe a bit defensive, maybe a bit unloved. And then when you have that emotion, how do you respond? Like if this with you, you would probably be a bit off with him, perhaps. You would probably be a little bit standoffish. You might be a bit huffy. You might be noticing all the things he does that annoys you and not noticing any of the good things he does. And that's going to give you a result of being the way that you don't want to be. So whenever we judge someone, we end up creating it for ourselves. We don't feel other people's emotions and they don't feel ours. So whatever emotion you're creating, you are the one experiencing it. And if you want to try and get back at somebody, using a hated, frustrated, angry emotion is only getting at you. The other person feels nothing. Or you could look at that neutral situation of somebody going away over your birthday, and you could think, which actually is my thinking, well, that's amazing. I get to do exactly what I want to do on my birthday without having to please anybody. I don't have to deal with his washing up that's left around all week. I don't have to deal with the clothes that he leaves on the floor. I don't have to do any of that for a week. I don't have to see any of that. Yes, I'll miss him, but I get a week without his stuff. I actually think that's brilliant. So take your situation. Take that person that's annoying you. Own the fact that you are creating that emotion with a thought in your head. It is not the person or their behavior or their words that have made a feeling inside you. You have created that. And the reason why you want to own it is because when it's your fault, when it's your responsibility, you can do something about it. If it's not your fault and it's not your responsibility, then you are also powerless. And you're not controlling the one thing that you can control, which is you. And that's not to say you're going to always choose positive, but don't blame somebody else for something that you're creating. Take that power back. It's kind of like giving this other person the keys to your car and then moaning about the destination. Why don't you just get in your own car, get your own keys and drive where you want to go? And so this is what this is what I've been talking through with my clients this week. This is what we've been learning about. It's about exploring, right, hang on, what is the thoughts that create those emotions? Are those thoughts even true? Because most of the time our brain just talks bollocks to us. And is there another way that you can actually look at this? Because when I look at my husband going on holiday over my birthday, and actually I see the positives of that, I think it's amazing that he has that opportunity. I get to not have to deal with his stuff for the week because I don't like clutter. That's a thought, but I don't. Then what happens is I'm not like annoyed at him. I'm not defensive. I'm not huffy at him. I create a connection. That's the type of relationships I want, not just with my husband, but with my kids, with my friends, even with strangers on the street. I get to decide my relationship with somebody based on what I think. So when you have a situation happen, you notice yourself starting to blame somebody else, with compassion, just bring yourself back into you for a minute. Separate out the facts from your brain's drama, and then very deliberately decide how you want to show up for yourself. And if you need any help with this, I can help you. This is building your emotional resilience. This is learning the skill of managing your mind. And I'm pretty good at it. I'm not perfect myself in my head, but I'm very good at helping others work out their heads. And I do this work myself. The only reason I'm not perfect is because I'm human. But I own my humanness. That word? And you can too. So in the comments below is a link to a consult. You can just get on a call. We can have a chat. You can see if you like my coaching style. And if you do, great, I can help you. If you don't, not a problem, go and find a life coach that can help you. Because there are some amazing coaches out there. So go and get the help you need. Have an awesome week, and I'll speak to you again next week. Bye-bye.